Just once, everybody liked the Moose. To his parents, he was Brian. At Bedford City High, he was the Moose. He was large and strong, and he was fast on his feet for his size. He had a quick and easy smile. Sweet, some of the teachers called it. Nice, others said. But on the football field, he was neither sweet nor nice. He was just a bare, strong, fast left tackle. When the Moose blocked somebody, he stayed blocked. When the Moose opened a hole in the hole looked like an open garage door. The Moose had been on the all-conference team twice. His last year, he was a sure bet for All-State. Many colleges wanted him as a football player, but the Moose had a hang-up. The Moose wanted to carry the ball. Now, he was not the first player in the line to dream of running for a touchdown, of hearing his fans scream his name. But for most players in the line know they play best there. Football is, after all, a team sport. Everyone plays where he most helps the team. And so most players from the line forget about those dreams. Not the Moose. In the sixth game, the Bears were behind 21-17. They had the ball on Mitchell's high 5-yard line. It was fourth down with time running out. In that case, the best back carries the ball behind the best blocker. That meant Jerry Dixon running behind the Moose. With a snap of a ball, the Moose knocked down one lineman. He bumped another aside. He charged another. Jerry did a little jig behind the Moose. Then Jerry made a touchdown to win the game. The crowd cheered the touchdown. Then Jerry hugged the Moose. Jerry knew who had made the touchdown possible. But it wasn't the Moose's name that everybody was shouting. The fans were cheering Jerry. In the dressing room, Coach Williams stopped the Moose. "Your great blocking did it," he said. "I want to carry the ball," the Moose said. Coach Williams thought the Moose would say, "Aw, gee, thanks, Coach," as usual. "You keep right on blocking, son." The coach moved on. Moose said no more all week or at the next road game. The Moose wanted to carry the ball for the fans at home. The next week on the practice field, the Moose went to work. "I want to carry the ball," he reminded Coach. "Son, you're great in the line," Coach Williams said. "You can really block. Let's leave it that way." The Moose went to Dan Blevins, the Bears quarterback. Maybe Coach Williams will listen to Dan. "I heard," Dan said. "But what about the guard, or even the center? They might all want to carry the ball. What are we going to do? Take turns? It doesn't work that way." So much for Dan Blevins. Most of the backfield agreed with Dan. Why should the Moose carry the ball instead of them? Some of the others from the line backed the Moose. Maybe they had dreams of their own. In time, the word spread around town. The players by now were openly taking sides. Some thought the Moose should carry the ball. Others, like Dan Blevins, held fast. Players from the line should stay there. Backs carry the ball, that's it. Around town, everybody wanted the Moose to carry the ball. Before the Benton Heights game, the coach spoke to the Moose. "This has gone far enough. Fun is fun. A joke is a joke, but let's drop it." "Just once," the Moose pleaded. Coach Williams looked at the Moose and didn't answer. The Tigers were easy for the Bears. Everyone knew they would be. The Bears led 28-0 at the half. The Tigers hadn't crossed the 50-yard line. Sometimes the crowd chanted, "Give Moose the ball." The coach seemed mad. The Moose wondered if the crowd would make the coach give in. Maybe the coach would refuse to give the ball to the Moose just to show everyone who was boss. By the end of the third quarter, the Bears were leading 42-0. Coach Williams had been using subs since halftime. Still, the Bears marched on. Early in the fourth quarter, the Bears were on the Tigers' 5-yard line. The Bears were ready to score again. Larry Hendon headed for the field. The Moose thought Larry would take his place. Then Larry told the referee, "Hendon for Holbrook." Holbrook, the fullback. Leaving the field, Holbrook gave the coach a funny look. Larry spoke to the team. "Coach says the Moose at fullback. Give him the ball." The Moose gave his grin. Sweet, some of the teachers called it. Nice, others said. I want to do an end run," the Moose said. Dan looked at the sky. Then he said, "What does it matter?" The quarterback took the snap from the center. He moved back and to his right. He handed the ball to the Moose. The Moose took the ball. He held it in his right hand. So far, so good. He hadn't dropped the ball. Likely, both Coach Williams and Dan were surprised. The Moose ran a few steps. He looked ahead. He said aloud, "Whoa!" Where had all those tacklers come from? The whole field seemed full of tigers. They were all moving toward him. They did not look friendly. And there were so many of them. He had faced rough guys in the line, often one at a time, or maybe two, not 5 or 6, and all of them headed for him. The Moose stopped, turned, and ran the other way. Dan Blevins blocked a tiger breaking through the line. The Moose wanted to thank him, but he kept going. His turn had caught the Tigers' defenders going the wrong way. The field before the Moose looked open, but his blockers were going the wrong way too. Still, the field was clear in front of him. This'll be easy. He would score a touchdown. Then again, whoa. Tigers filled the empty space. They all ran toward the Moose. They were low, with their arms spread. They wanted to hit him hard. The Moose remembered Jerry Dixon slipping between the tacklers. How did he do that? The Moose lowered his shoulder. He ran ahead into the Tigers. Something hit his left leg. It hurt. Something hit his hip and his shoulder. They both hurt. Somebody hung on to him. He knew he was going down. Maybe he was across the goal. He hit the ground hard. Somebody landed on the small of his back. The Moose couldn't move. They had him pinned. Wasn't the referee supposed to get these guys off? Finally, he was free. The Moose, still holding the ball, stood. He heard the crowd scream. He saw the scoreboard blink. He had scored. His teammates slapped him on the shoulder pads. They laughed and shouted. The Moose grinned. He had a strange, faraway look in his eyes. He moved off the field. The crowd's roar rang in his ears. "Okay, son?" Coach Williams asked. The Moose puffed. He took deep breaths. He relieved the sight of 6 tigers all headed towards him. He saw again the tigers closing in on him as he neared his goal. The Moose glanced at the coach. The Moose took another deep breath. He said, "Never again."